enjoy puzzles? How about ghosts? Were you the kind of kid who enjoyed torturing your Sims? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may just have what it takes to become a ghost master. Hi, I'm Cabinet Otter. You can call me Otter. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite video games of all time, Ghostmaster. Here's your 30-second summary. Ghostmaster is an early 2000s strategic puzzler where you take charge of a team of ghouls and ghosts, using their unique powers to solve increasingly complex challenges in your mission to save restless spirits and bring the mortals of Gravenville to their knees. If that sounds like something you'd be into, then stick around and watch the rest of the review to learn a little bit more about this game and figure out if it's a good fit for your playstyle and what you like to do. If this doesn't sound like something you'd be interested in, then go ahead and hit the like button on your way out, because I just saved like at least 10 minutes of your day. Let's start by talking about the pros or the reasons why you should play this game. First and foremost, this game has personality. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Even the opening cinematic bounces from scary to just plain silly. And it really sets the tone for how the rest of the game is going to play out. This game is also chock full of references to the horror genre. We see nods to Amityville Horror, Poltergeist, Evil Dead, and even genre tropes, like starting the game off by haunting sorority and fraternity kids. We go beyond the horror genre too. The police station is full of references to one of my favorite shows, Hill Street Blues. Everyone's favorite personality aspect of Ghostmaster, however, is the narrator. Just listen to how he intros you to a main mission.
The mortals of Gravenville are sorely shaken by your victories. Now you must capitalize on your successes by taking away their sense of security. Hell Street Precinct Station serves much of the city and is a bastion of order and civic duty. The perfect target. Empty it of all mortal presence, and you cannot fail to spread fear into the heart of the city.
After an intro like that, how can you do anything but smile and want to do your best to terrify the mortal realms? While this game has fun, bright trick-or-treat packaging, it is a puzzle game at its core. You typically have a main mission objective, which can be supplemented by the presence of restless spirits, ghosts present in the level who need to be freed in order to join your team. At the start of each level, you select a team of haunters from your current bench and use their unique powers to solve the main objective, and hopefully free all of the restless spirits along the way. You can't just use powers willy-nilly. You have a resource called Plasm, which you gain by scaring mortals. To allow one of your haunters to use a power, you need to allocate Plasm to them to use it. The more powerful the ability, the more expensive it is. So Plasm management is important, especially in levels where you need to limit how much you scare mortals, because you need them to do something specific that they can't do if they have run away in terror. You also can't place any spirit anywhere on the map. Each ghost has a specific fetter they require to be placed in the mortal realm. Some, like Boo here, are pretty open-ended. He can be anywhere that's inside. Some are more specific, like an electrical object, a mirror, or something that's emotionally charged. Some spirits require something as specific as an object associated with violence or murder, so think about who you're bringing along. Here's an early game example of a main mission and the restless spirits that inhabit that level. If you think you are probably going to play Ghostmaster on your own, then I encourage you to skip to the timestamp that's on the screen now so you can have the fun of playing through this mission and trying to figure out the puzzles all on your own. In this level, our main objective is to scare all of the frat boy alpha taus from their frat house. Pretty straightforward for a group of ghosts, but there are also 3 restless spirits to save. The first, Wendell, was a victim of hazing and simply wants his main bully to be scared away. Something we'd accomplish anyhow as we're pursuing the main objective, so pretty easy. The next spirit, Terror Eyes, is a little more complicated. Terror Eyes is stuck in a jar. Help him break out of his shell by using someone with a power conveniently called Shattering Song, and you're good to go. Potentially, you could also solve the same puzzle using something like a mini earthquake or maybe even kinesis, so there's multiple ways to take this one on. The last restless spirit, Lucky, is the most complex. Lucky was once a cat who joined the frat house in search of food. Unfortunately, her favorite spot was curled up on their warm pinball table, which was prone to malfunctioning, and one day poor Lucky got zotted and passed away. Her ghost lingers on the nice warm pinball table, and she tells you she's happy to stay there, except for when the humans play well. The machine gives her another unpleasant zap. So, we have to make the humans play well so she'll leave her cozy spot. Lucky, as her name implies, has the ability to control luck. So we have her cast Luck Storm when a mortal is playing pinball, the extra boost of luck gets them a high score, and Lucky's table suddenly isn't to her liking anymore. Once we've freed all 3 restless spirits, we're able to go about our main objective of scaring everyone out of the house, and things proceed pretty quickly from there. This is just the second mission of the game, the first that isn't just a tutorial, so you can see it is more complicated than just scare everyone. So, you can see that there's a variety of puzzles, and the game is pretty good about not repeating them. There's spirits who need help remembering a specific song, or want to punish the person who caused their death, or who have been trapped by mortals with the ability to capture ghosts and need to be rescued. That's right, there aren't just puzzles, there are also enemies who can fight back. There's mediums, witches, and even ghost breakers? You won't get bored trying to work your way through these levels. Even having played the game before, I've forgotten enough each time that it's still a cognitive workout to piece together when I come back to the game. To tackle all of these puzzles, you're given a large team of diverse and unique haunters to work with. While there are categories of haunters based on what type of fetters they need and what sort of powers they have, there's a variety in each category, so you can pick just who you like based on personality. And there is plenty of personality here. There's elementals, Scooby-Doo style ghosts, genuinely pretty creepy ghosts, creepy bride lady type ghosts, witch ghosts, animal ghosts, and even a headless horseman.
How often does a person on a horse lose their head?
2 of my favorites are Hogwash.
Dude, am I glad to see you. Check out this crazy, crusty light source device. How retro is this? Those freaky voodoo chicks downstairs accidentally trapped me here while, making that spooky protection circle? I'm really gonna need something a bit more, current if I'm gonna bust free. Something with a bit of juice to it.
And Firetail.
Impudent wenches! I, a salamander of the noble flame.
There's a lot of ghouls to get to know and understand their unique power sets. As you find your favorites, you can grow their power set by purchasing new powers for them using the gold plasm you earn completing missions. Also, the more you play with your favorites, the more experience they get, so they can adopt more and more complex order sets. There's a huge variety of powers, some that are strictly to terrify, some that are really more just utilities, and some that are a blend of both. Last but not least on my main list of awesome things about Ghostmaster is sound, which is something that I honestly often overlook in games, but it's so important for horror. The creak of a door, a clap of thunder, all of these things are key indicators for suspense. Ghostmaster didn't skip on the sound, and to my ear, things sound fantastic.
Just have to wait. Okay, none of that helps me. So let's see if this wakes our little sleepy buddy. Insanely creepy.
There are some missions where you need ongoing storms to trigger an objective, and the rain noises were so relaxing and peaceful, I almost fell asleep a few times. There's also some really cute elements.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but Boo, when he's scaring people, just kind of goes, "Nyah!" which, I don't know, if there was a ghost who made that noise, I would find it oddly charming. It's kind of cute. It's like a cat. He reminds me of the chickens and the Muppets with the little bark, 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 bark.
Let's talk soundtrack though. When things are calm, there's this delightful, subtle background whooshing that just sort of teases your ears.
Okay, he's asleep. I'm guessing we have to wake him up.
But when things get going, this jam kicks in, and if you tell me that this doesn't bop,
I don't know you, and I don't care to know you.
Here's what I mean.
There's something about this song that just makes me really happy.
Now that we've talked about all of the reasons I think you should play this game, let's talk about a few of the downsides of Ghostmaster. I don't think any of these are significant enough that I wouldn't recommend the game, in fact, highly recommend the game, but I just don't want you to go in without knowing about these. It's better to go in with your eyes open and not get completely frustrated by them. First of all, bugs, and I'm not just talking about clatterclaws. Very few games don't have at least a few bugs, and Ghostmaster is no exception. What makes things worse is Ghostmaster's save system. There's no way to save progress mid-level, so if something goes wrong, you need to start from the beginning. The worst offender I ran into was the police station level, as I ran into multiple game-breaking issues. Twice, the playfield just went completely black, not allowing me to see what was going on or interact with the map. Also twice, I ran into an issue where I'd scared everyone off of the map, except for one last person who was stuck on what I like to call the Staircase of Doom. I did some searching, and many people have run into this same staircase issue. If a mortal is on the staircase and they have a fire extinguisher, if they get scared, they'll be eternally stuck on those stairs and there's no way to get them out of the level. This means that you essentially need to start over, even if they're the very last person you need out of the level. With some of these missions requiring complex puzzles and considerable time input, sometimes even more than an hour, this can be infuriating. Eventually, I got smart and stopped putting haunters anywhere near the stairs, which is unfortunate given what a nexus it is for foot traffic. Better slow and steady than risk having to start over again. Another gripe I have is that some of the puzzles are a bit too finicky on occasion. While normally they're not very obtuse and pretty fun to piece together, there are times when you know the solution, but you just have to get lucky and have a mortal do exactly what you need them to do, like carry a fetter someplace you can't access directly. It can take ages to get what you need done. This isn't ages spent on trying to solve a challenge or with involved gameplay. You're really just waiting and watching for what you need to happen. Of course, there are certain powers that can speed along that action, but even then, it can take ages for the mortal AI to do what you need it to do. This downtime can make gameplay feel like a slog, especially with what I mentioned before, you can't save levels halfway through. This last con isn't really a con, more just something you should be aware of as a new player. When you enter a mission, you're given a brief flyover of the map that includes glances at restless spirits and a narrative overview of what you'll need to accomplish. That's all the context you're given before selecting a haunting team, and it often isn't enough. Don't be afraid to start a mission, poke around to understand what challenges you'll be facing and what fetters are available, and then restart and pick your team from there. This is often the best way to approach things. You can use the recommended haunter team, but often the recommended haunters are less than ideal. Sometimes they even seem purposefully misleading, as though you need to use a specific ability, when in reality the solution is something else and you don't need that haunter for anything. So, don't get frustrated or feel bad if you need to explore, restart, and pick a team from there. My bottom line recommendation is play Ghostmaster. It's fun, it's quirky, it just puts a big old smile on your face. Download it, I think it's available on GOG. Check it out, form really strong opinions about your favorite haunters, and then come back and let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoy it, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see you for my next review. In the meantime, happy hauntings. Hey, it's me, Cabinet Otter. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, or come hang out with me live on Twitch. See you soon!